Hello everybody and welcome to Meet the Dog. I'm your local friendly kennel assistant Chris, and with me today is Sandy. Sandy is from the Angels litter. Her parents are Watson and Reese. She is weighing in at 117 pounds, and last we checked, yes, hello, hi, I love you too. Some of her strengths include her pace, and she has made some leaps and bounds around how she acts around other dogs. However, some things that she needs to work on are her focus and her nerves. She eats twice a day, 3 cups each. Some interesting things about Sandy is, of course, her signature curly tail. You can maybe see it right now. Her tail curls quite a bit. She's the only one that I've seen that does that so far. Like her sibling, she is a very big kisser, as you just saw, and will no doubt be seeing this whole time. She's a very sweet girl. What else? I've taken Sandy for an overnight before. She did very well during that. Hello. She looks a lot like her brother Fred, and she gets along very well with him, as well as her brother Sloan. She gets along well with him too. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Yes, you're just all over the place. Yes, thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the kisses. But I'm trying to talk right now, and I have to move the microphone around to avoid you. Good girl, Sandy. Good girl. All right, so I'm gonna open it up to some questions about Sandy. So, any questions about Sandy? Miss Sandy of the Angels litter. Hey. Oh, this is an awkward position here right now. There we go. All right. Any questions about Sandy? Yes. Hi. Want to chill out for a second? There's so much going on, you're distracted. Then you want to do a downstay for me? You want to do a down? No? No. Okay. You just want to do kisses. Yes. I love you too. Okay. Any questions about... Head butted my chin. Any questions about Sandy? Barb V asks, what do you love most about Sandy? Such a sweetheart. Well, that's obviously, I think the first thing I love about her is that she is such a sweetheart. She's such a friendly dog when it comes to people. She's not super great around other dogs. She has made a lot of progress in how she acts around other dogs. But she's not quite there yet, unfortunately. But when it comes to people, she's a real doll. She's just such a sweetheart. She loves attention. She really just loves affectionate with people. She's just a really sweet girl. I love that about her. I also love her tail. I just love that curly tail. It's so silly. Barb V asks, is she getting any better with eating at the feeder? It's very hit or miss. Most of the time miss. Today we got lucky. We seem to keep her focused enough today to eat. I think a large part of it is that she gets distracted. She gets distracted very, very easily. And that can, of course, be a big hindrance while she eats. So you can't see it because it won't be on camera, but as you'll see on camera, she won't eat at the feeder. But as soon as we take her inside, put her in her kennel, she'll just chow down immediately. So it's very much just a distraction thing. She just gets too distracted while she's out here, like the birds, the fan, the things going on outside. So sometimes we can get her attention enough that once she focuses on the food, she'll suddenly realize, like, oh, hey, there's food there, and she'll start eating. But it hasn't really been getting better, I would say. We're trying, though. Crafty asks, how does... Ooh, careful, Sandy. See, careful. How does Sandy perform on outings? That I do not know. From what I hear, she does get very distracted, and that's kind of a huge problem for her. So I don't always hear the greatest things as far as her focus and listening. But as I said, she has made improvements, at least how she acts around other dogs. So thankfully, there's that. You are just shedding all over me right now. Crafty also asks, who are Sandy's best dog friends? She gets along with both of her brothers, Fred and Sloan. She gets along really well with the two of them. We've started putting her out with Jack, and the two of them get along swimmingly. They love each other. They play a little bit too rough for my taste sometimes. They seem to really enjoy each other's company, so I'm thankful for that. Especially where we don't have a lot of boys in the barn right now, so I need her, the boys that we do have to get along with as many other dogs as we can. And that's pretty much it. Okay. She's just shedding all over me. I forgot how much she shed. I took her for an overnight. She also just shed absolutely everywhere. Oh, hey, come back. You're gonna hurt yourself. Crafty asks, how close is she to a possible placement? So I'm not too sure about that. I know there was some talk about her going out as a pet. I don't know if that is confirmed or not. So I don't know what the status is on that. Either way, I'm hoping we find her a good home, because she's a very sweet girl. I'm sure whether she goes out as a service dog or as a pet, she will do well in whatever environment we put her. Whatever home she gets, we'll absolutely love her. But as for her possible placement, I am not too sure on the status of that. You're awesome. You wish you could stand still a little bit for me. Yes. Hi. Hi. I love you too. Yes. Hi. Yeah. Yes. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Does she like baths? I very distinctly remember she does not. She does not. She absolutely does not. No. Michaela and I tried to give her a bath one time, and I do not remember that going very well. I very distinctly remember she tried to run. Barbie asks, what would she say right now? Talk. I am going to say either lower your face so I can give you a kiss, or let me off the leash so I can run around. As a Crafty says, a super lover, she might do well as a therapy dog. That is a possible option. I believe Toto went out as a therapy dog. I hear he's doing very well. far, just one concern with Sandy in terms of just placing her anywhere is just how she does with other dogs. I mentioned that earlier. I should probably kind of elaborate on it for those who might not be as familiar with her. So Sandy used to get into a lot of fence fights, especially with girls. I should say almost always with girls. So anytime a girl would pass her, she would try to fence fight with that girl. Anytime she passed a girl who was in a kennel, she would stop to fence fight with them. And it would be some real bad fence fights. Like, obviously it was through the fence, so none of them would get hurt, but it would take quite a bit to pull her away. Thankfully, like I said, she's made leaps and bounds since then. She no longer fence fights, or at least very rarely. She still barks a lot, but she will not, if she's the one walking around, she usually won't stop to try to antagonize another dog. Still, it is just kind of concerned of, I lost my train of thought. It's just kind of that thing of, she's improved, but she still needs some work. So I think that is kind of the big concern about placing her, is we need to find her a home that, one, doesn't have any other dogs, or at least no other female dogs. I think she would probably still do well if she was with another boy. She gets along fine with boys. And two, we need to find her someone who can definitely keep her reined in if, for whatever reason, that we think it's an anxiety thing. We think it's a fear-based aggression. If that ever goes off, we need someone who can rein her in. Is really what it comes down to. Oh, I found your scratch spot. Beyond that, she's such a sweet dog. She really is. All right, but I think that is all the time we have for today. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another dog. Everyone have a good night.